Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been following the NFL, you know that this offseason has been anything but ordinary, especially for the Green Bay Packers. The recent signing of Stefon Diggs, yes, you heard that right, Stefon Diggs, to the Packers roster, has sent shockwaves through the league and of course among Packers fans. It's a move that many didn't see coming, especially given the current state of the team's wide receiver room. And let's be real, the Packers have been navigating some serious questions about their passing game lately, questions that have been lingering since the end of the 2024 season. It's not just fan speculation, it's a conversation that's been happening across NFL circles. After a somewhat underwhelming season from their wide receivers in 2024, many fans and analysts started questioning whether the Packers really have a true WR1 on their roster. Christian Watson, who was supposed to be that guy, struggled with injuries and inconsistency. The team's passing game lacked that reliable, game-changing receiver that teams like the Eagles or the 49ers have in their lineup. And that's where the whispers began. Should Green Bay look outside their current roster to find that elite playmaker? Well, it seems like they might have just made a bold statement with this move. Now, I want you to picture this. Stefon Diggs, a guy who has been one of the most consistent and dynamic receivers in the league over the past few years, coming to Green Bay. Sure, Diggs is no longer in his prime, and yes, some might argue he's not quite the WR1 he used to be, especially after his ACL tear last season. But let's not forget, Diggs is still a highly talented player who can change the complexion of a game with a single catch. His ability to line up both inside and outside gives the Packers a flexibility they desperately need. Imagine a defense trying to game plan against a receiver who can line up all over the field, creating mismatches and forcing defensive coordinators to make tough decisions. And here's something interesting. According to Jacob Kamenker from USA Today, the Packers should be intrigued by Diggs' availability. Even if he's not the same player who once led the league in receiving yards, his inside-outside versatility could be a game-changer for Green Bay. It would allow them to shift Jayden Reed into more favorable matchups, giving the offense a new dimension. And for Christian Watson, who's been battling injuries, having a veteran like Diggs could take some of the pressure off him, allowing Watson to recover and return to form without the weight of being the entire offense's focus. But of course, there's a lot to consider. Diggs is coming off that torn ACL, which he suffered in Week 8 last season. That injury is no joke. It's a lengthy rehab process, and it's realistic to think he might not be ready for the start of the season. And with Watson's injury history, the Packers are being cautious. Signing Diggs on a one-year deal could be a smart move. They get a proven veteran with a history of making plays, but they also manage the risk of his recovery and age. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Does this move make sense for Green Bay? Is Diggs really the type of player that can push the team to the next level? Well, it's complicated. Diggs might not be the WR1 he once was, especially with his age and recent injury, but he still has the talent to be a significant contributor. The question is, can he regain his top form? And more importantly, can the Packers integrate him smoothly into their offense without rushing him back too soon? This move, if it happens, is probably more of a band-aid than a cure-all. Green Bay has been looking for that elite production at wide receiver, but bringing in Diggs might be more about filling a void temporarily rather than solving their long-term issues. It's a gamble, one that could pay off if Diggs can stay healthy and bounce back, or it could be a costly mistake if he struggles to get back to his previous levels. Still, it's an exciting development, especially for fans who want to see the Packers compete at a higher level next season. Looking at the bigger picture, this signing, if it goes through, could shift the entire dynamics of the NFC North. The Vikings, previously known for their wide receiver core led by Justin Jefferson, might see their division rival boost their passing game significantly. And for Green Bay, it signals a clear intent to contend. They've been patient, they've been rebuilding, and now they're making bold moves to ensure they aren't left behind in the division. The NFC North has always been a tough division, with teams that have strong defenses and capable quarterbacks, but adding a veteran like Diggs could give the Packers that extra edge they need. And let's not forget the history of the Packers. They've always been about smart, strategic moves, whether it's drafting well, developing talent, or making shrewd signings in free agency. This move fits their mold of taking calculated risks. They've shown over the years that they're not afraid to go after players who can help them immediately. Think about the impact a player like Diggs could have, his veteran presence, his route-running ability, and his knack for making clutch plays. These are elements that could help develop younger receivers like Jayden Reed and even help Christian Watson stay healthy and productive. Of course, the offseason is still young, and there's plenty of speculation. The Packers are in a unique position. They're rebuilding yet trying to contend. They have a talented defense, led by players like Rashan Gary and Preston Smith, and a quarterback in Jordan Love who is eager to prove himself as a franchise guy. The offensive line has been solid, but the passing game is where they need to take the next step. Bringing in Diggs could be that spark, providing a veteran leader and a proven playmaker. But again, everything hinges on the health front. If Diggs can come back from his ACL injury at full strength, the Packers will have gained a player with a wealth of experience and a knack for making big plays. If not, they might have to look elsewhere or continue to develop their younger talent. Still, the potential here is huge. Imagine a scenario where Jordan Love, still in his sophomore season as a starter, has a reliable target like Diggs to throw to, someone who can create separation and make things happen after the catch. That could be the difference between a good season and a playoff run. And speaking of the future, this move also signals that Green Bay isn't just playing for the season, they're planning ahead. They're looking to build a competitive roster that can contend now and in the years to come. If they manage to sign Diggs on a short-term deal, it could be a smart way to bridge the gap while developing their younger receivers. It's a classic veteran addition, a move that can pay dividends if managed correctly. In the end, fans, what does this all mean? Well, it means the Green Bay Packers are serious about competing. They're making bold moves, taking calculated risks, and trying to position themselves as a team that can challenge for a Super Bowl once again. The NFC North is no longer a one-horse race, and with players like Diggs potentially joining the fold, the Packers are sending a message to the league. They're back in the game, and they mean business. Remember, this is a team with a rich history of success, a team that's been to the top of the mountain more times than many others. They're hungry to get back there, and every move they make is part of that bigger goal. Whether Diggs ends up in Green Bay or not, the fact that this rumor is gaining traction shows how serious the Packers are about reshaping their offense and reasserting their dominance in the division. So, as fans, we should stay tuned because this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. The Packers are not standing still. They're making moves, they're thinking big, and they're trying to bring that Super Bowl spirit back home. And I have no doubt that whatever happens next, it's going to be a wild ride. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this big development? Do you think Diggs is the missing piece for next season? Or do you believe the Packers should stick with their younger talent and develop from within? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, this is a community, and your voice helps shape the conversation. I'll be back soon with more updates, so make sure to stay tuned for all the latest Green Bay Packers news. The offseason is just heating up, and the best is yet to come. Thanks for being with me, and as always, go Pack Go!